Denise was 23 years old, and for most of her life, her hair had been her pride and joy. The soft blonde strands fell just past her shoulders, catching the light in subtle tones of honey and gold whenever the sun touched them. She had worn her hair in many ways over the years. Sometimes she had curled it, sometimes she had straightened it, and once, at 18, she had taken a bold leap and dyed it a deep, sultry brown. That experiment had lasted a few months before she slowly grew tired of the darker shade, letting the blonde roots reclaim their space until eventually her natural glow returned. Her hair was one of those features people noticed first when she walked into a room. Friends envied it, men complimented it, and her mother used to say it reminded her of the hair of fairy tale princesses. Denise had grown used to that attention, but she also carried with it a peculiar burden, the sense that her hair defined her. She was the blonde girl, and the idea of changing it drastically both intrigued and frightened her. Over the years, she had indulged her curiosity at the salon more times than she could count. She had experimented with perms, spiraling curls that gave her a wild, carefree look. She had sat for hours under heaters, foil clinging to sections of hair while stylists worked their magic. She loved the atmosphere of salons, the smell of shampoo, the faint chemical tang of dyes, the soft hum of hair dryers, the chatter of stylists moving between clients. But lately, something had shifted inside her. Her life felt stagnant. Her job at a clothing store was repetitive. Her relationship had fizzled months ago, and her social life was caught in an in-between space. Every morning when she stood in front of the mirror, brushing her blonde hair into place, she felt bored. It was beautiful hair, yes, but it felt like old skin she hadn't shed. Something inside her longed for a change, a radical, undeniable transformation that would shake her out of her routine. On a Tuesday evening, after another uneventful day at work, Denise sat at home scrolling through her phone. Her thumb lingered on images of daring hairstyles, sharp pixie cuts, vibrant colors, undercuts, even shaved heads. She felt a strange thrill looking at them. That could never be me, she whispered to herself, but a pulse of curiosity contradicted her words. Finally, almost impulsively, she opened her hairdresser's app and booked an appointment for Friday afternoon. In the little comment box that asked for notes, she simply wrote, "I want something completely different. Surprise me." Her heart raced when she pressed confirm. It felt reckless, liberating, and terrifying all at once. Friday came too slowly. Denise woke with a mixture of nervousness and excitement humming through her. She dressed simply: jeans, a white blouse, sneakers, and tied her hair back in a loose ponytail for the last time. As she ran her fingers through the blonde strands, she whispered, "This might be the last time I see you like this." The salon smelled as familiar as always, a mix of hairspray, conditioner, and fresh coffee. The soft background music and the gentle hum of dryers set a calm rhythm. Stylists greeted clients cheerfully, scissors snipped, brushes tapped against bowls of dye. Her stylist, a confident woman in her 30s named Clara, greeted her with a smile. "So, Denise," Clara said as they walked toward a chair, "you want something different today?" Denise swallowed. "Yes. I don't really know what, though. Just something that doesn't look like me. Something new." Clara tilted her head thoughtfully. Then, with a mischievous smile, she leaned close. "Do you trust me?" Denise hesitated. She thought of all the times she'd clung to control, all the times she'd told stylists exactly how many centimeters to trim. Today she wanted freedom. She nodded. "Yes." "Perfect," Clara said. "Then I want you to do something unusual. I'm going to blindfold you. That way you won't know what's happening until the end. It'll be a total surprise." Denise's eyes widened, her pulse quickening. A blindfold? The idea felt outrageous but thrilling. "Oh, okay," she said softly. Clara tied a soft black blindfold around Denise's head, plunging her into darkness. Denise's world shrank instantly. Sound, touch, and smell became her only guides. She felt Clara's hands loosen her ponytail, running through her hair. She heard the sink being prepared, water rushing. "Let's start with a wash," Clara said warmly. Guided gently, Denise tilted her head back into the basin. Warm water cascaded over her scalp, and fingers massaged shampoo into her hair. The sensation was intimate, comforting, grounding. Denise let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. After rinsing and conditioning, her hair was wrapped in a towel, and she was guided back to the chair. The towel was removed, and she felt cool air on her damp strands. Then Clara fastened something snugly around her neck. A white strip, crisp and tight, and a heavy black PVC cape settled over her shoulders. Its smooth, plastic texture and faint scent enveloped her. Denise shivered. "Now," Clara said softly, "just relax. Trust me." Denise sat in darkness, her ears pricking at every sound. The metallic click of clippers being switched on startled her. A low buzzing filled the air. Her mouth went dry. She felt Clara's hand press gently on the top of her head, tilting it forward. Then, the clippers touched her nape. A vibration surged through her skull as the blades glided upward. Denise gasped. Warm, damp locks of hair tumbled down her back and slid onto the cape, brushing her arms before slipping into her lap. "Oh my God," she whispered. Stroke after stroke, the clippers devoured her hair. Clara moved methodically, passing from the nape to the crown, pushing forward across Denise's head. Each pass left her scalp barer, smoother. The blindfold heightened every sensation. The vibration, the sound of hair hitting plastic, the shifting weight as her head grew lighter. Denise swallowed hard. Her heart raced with panic and exhilaration. She imagined great blonde tufts piling at her feet, the floor littered with what once defined her. "Breathe," Clara murmured, sensing her tension. Denise obeyed, drawing deep breaths, surrendering. She tilted her head as guided, letting Clara shear away the last long strands from her temples. More locks brushed her cheeks, slid down into her lap, and were whisked away. The buzzing grew quieter as Clara switched to a closer attachment. Now the clippers hugged her scalp, reducing the stubble to a faint shadow. The vibration was gentler but more intimate, tracing every contour of her skull. Finally, the clippers clicked off. Silence hung heavy. Denise's scalp tingled. She could feel air on skin that had never been exposed before. But Clara wasn't done. She smoothed shaving foam onto Denise's head, cool and silky. Denise shivered again. Then came the unmistakable sound of a razor being stroked against skin. Swish, swish, swish. Each careful pass removed the last trace of stubble, leaving only bare smoothness. Denise's heart thundered, but she was oddly calm, surrendering fully now. The razor glided over her crown, temples, sides, and nape. Clara wiped with a warm towel, reapplied foam, and polished until everything was perfectly smooth. Denise's scalp tingled deliciously. Clara untied the blindfold. Light flooded Denise's eyes. She blinked, then stared at her reflection. The woman in the mirror was unrecognizable. Her head gleamed under the lights, perfectly smooth. Her features looked sharper, bolder. Her blue eyes shone brighter. Her cheekbones seemed higher, her lips fuller. She swallowed hard, her throat tight. "Oh." Tears welled, not of sadness, but shock. Then, slowly, a smile spread across her face. "It's fantastic," she whispered. Her hand rose hesitantly, touching her scalp. Smooth as glass, warm from the razor's touch. She rubbed her head, feeling the alien, exhilarating texture. "It's awesome," she said louder, laughing through her tears. "I can't believe it. I love it." Clara beamed. "I knew you'd look incredible." Denise kept staring, touching, smiling. Her hair was gone, but she had never felt more herself. Leaving the salon, Denise felt the autumn breeze caress her bare scalp. She closed her eyes and smiled. For the first time in years, she didn't feel trapped by her image. She felt free. At home, she swept her hands over her head repeatedly, laughing at the thrill. She tried on hats and scarves, then went without, enjoying the boldness of her new look. When friends saw her, their jaws dropped. But Denise only laughed. She felt reborn.